Broadcasting from the Dixon Petunia Festival Sweetland Studios, this is Along the Rock.
Hello again, welcome to Along the Rock, our podcast that pays homage to the people of the Sauk Valley and the river that runs through it. I'm your host, Mark Morris. My guests today from the Sterling Municipal Band are, let's see here, Annette Hackbarth.
Hi.
I've talked to so many people sometimes I feel like an idiot because I can't remember all the names all at once. And Paul Ausman.
Hello, Paul. Thanks for coming.
Now, tell me just before we get started, what are your positions with the organization?
With the municipal band, I am the director of the band. I've been the director now. This is my 6th summer, and it is a joy to lead that group of musicians.
And you do, of course, do that elsewhere during the rest of the year.
Right. I'm a band director. I've taught 32 years at Dakota High School. I live in Freeport. Grew up in Sterling Rock Falls. So yeah, this is my hometown.
Okay. Paul, what about you?
I am the band manager. I've been in that position for 7 years now. And since 1986, I've played trombone in the band.
Okay. So what does a band manager do? You're responsible for getting everybody to come together
all the logistics, pretty much, yeah. Annette is our vision. She takes care of our musical direction and vision, lines up players for us. I do payroll, setup, just any logistics that needs to be done for Annette to get her vision across, basically.
Okay. Well, your season's starting very soon. June 4th, that seems like it's going to be tomorrow.
Yep.
It's coming very quickly. Yes.
So how long do you rehearse before you get going?
We will start up with some preseason rehearsals here starting next week. We have 2 Wednesday nights in May where we'll read some literature, get the band kind of gelling together, preparing for some of our big guest conductors that are coming this summer. And then we'll be ready to kick off the season on June 4th in Grandon Civic Center.
Okay, who are some of your guests?
We have a lot of guests coming this summer. From the University of Illinois, we've got Barry Hauser coming. He's coming on our second week in the season, so I think June 11th.
Okay.
And we bring back our, I think one of our favorite vocal soloists, Corynn Latta. She's got family roots here in Sterling Rock Falls, but she's from the Milwaukee area and goes to school in Milwaukee. And she's just graduating from college. So she's going to come back and sing with us late June. Of course, July 2nd is our big 4th of July celebration.
Right. Sure.
In July 9th, we've got Tony Marinello and Andy Rummel coming from Illinois State University. Tony's going to lead the band. Andy's going to play tuba and do some soloing. And they are great musicians and great friends. And it will be a fun evening of music and laughter with those guys. We also have another great guest coming from the University of Wisconsin-Platteville.
Yeah.
Matthew Gregg is his name, and he's coming down. He's got some ties to the area. We've got several members in the band who went to Platteville, so some of his former students are playing in the band, which is going to be kind of fun. And then as we get closer to the end of the season, we've got a distinguished teacher from the Chicago area coming out. Her name is Rachel Maxwell, and she is a great middle school teacher and great conductor, and so she's going to come out and lead the band in one of our late July concerts.
So big variety.
With big variety, yes.
Yeah, sounds nice. I understand there's going to be a special number played at some point. I suppose that'll be at more than one of the concerts.
We might play snippets of ours. We've commissioned a piece of music.
Okay.
We premiered it back in January at our winter concert. It was by the composer Randall Standridge, and the piece is titled A Sterling Suite. And a suite is a work that's got several movements, and this work has 3 movements in it. Mm-hmm. And the first movement was titled Fanfare. It's kind of a really big introduction, big brassy fanfare. Lots of percussion, lots of brass. And the second movement is called Song, and it's beautiful. It can be featured any soloist in the band. And the third movement is called Gallop. It's a march, and it flies, and it's like you're galloping along on a carousel, merry-go-round. It's a fun piece of music. Okay. We are going to play that the first week of the season.
All right,
and kind of show it off to our audience the first week. If you didn't make it to the winter concert, you can get it on our opening concert of the season.
All right. And I'm thinking we may have some of that on this this here program, as they
Yep.
say.
Yes.
So, keep tuned in for that, because at least you'll get a sense of what you're
Right.
going to be hearing in the beautiful outdoors at the Grandon Civic Center. Okay, I had a question about, as a non-musician, I guess you should say, how do you, summer, of course, is a time when people are always traveling and doing different things and going here and going there, and a lot of your musicians are younger and probably are vacationing with families and that sort of thing, or if they're older, they may be the parents of the families. How do you keep track of them all, number one, and how do you organize them so you got a good balance and you got a good number?
Sometimes it's like wrangling cats.
Okay.
For sure. We have a roster of about 100, just to put 60 on stage, just because people are traveling with family and whatnot. Our band is truly a community band too, which helps. So we have about a third, which would be students, either high school or college.
Right.
A third of what I would call educators, music educators from the area, and a third's just community members from the larger area too. So having that diversity really helps keep stuff, keep us staffed, whatnot. And sometimes we have to, pull in a rainer once or twice.
Right, we've got a list of subs we can call once in a while when we really need help in a certain section.
But yeah, outreach is huge for us. It's part of our vision and mission statements. And we really try to get kids auditioning after their freshman year in high school. So we want to get them early, get them in, because we both came in pretty early in our musical careers. And we're still playing. So the hardest thing to do is to keep a non-professional still playing.
Yeah.
Because the drop-off as soon as you graduate high school is huge for musicians.
Yeah. Now what do I do?
Yeah. Well, a lot of them just lose interest too.
Right.
So to give them a place that they can play on a professional level and a chance for them to grow. I mean, I learned most of my talent from the band, just over the 39 years I've been in the band. It just helped me grow and grow and grow and grow. So that's important to us, and it helps keep us staffed too that way.
Right.
Yeah, helps. Keeps that quality up there.
Yes.
It does.
Yeah.
And so
Yes, I'm
coming up this Saturday, we have auditions for high school students.
Oh, okay.
So all the area directors have had information for a good month or so. And we've got, I must have probably 8 to 10 students that are coming in on Saturday to audition. They've got certain requirements of what they need to play. And music is easily accessible for them. We've sent them links, and they'll come in and prepared and play what they need to play. And I will tell you, in most cases, the students come in, they're prepared, and they know what they need to be able to do to play in our ensemble. And I rarely have turned kids away. They come prepared. We do pull the great musicians from our area high schools to come in.
And it's neat to see them grow as musicians too.
Right.
Across the time they're with us, because every year they just grow more and more and more, and it helps their programs at school too.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
Well, and these days, especially with all the schools that have cut back on the arts, including music, of course, it just shows that there are a lot of quality music teachers out there.
Yes.
Right.
So, and there are obviously some programs that are still very valid too.
Yeah.
So.
4 days of nonstop fun. The 2025 Dixon Petunia Festival is the place to be this July 3rd through 6th, with concerts, fireworks, food, the parade, and much more. Full lineup at petuniafestival.org.
So giving we have a wide age variety in the ensemble, and kind of like maybe a hidden motto is music for life. That people keep playing with us, and people will reach out and say, "Hey, I've heard about your band. I know so and so who plays. Do you need this? I'd love to come play." Yeah. Give me a little more detail. Sure, you can come play. No problem.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, well, you say outreach, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So where do they have to go to audition? Is it high school?
We are having auditions on Saturday at Challen Middle School in the band room.
Challen,
Yep,
okay.
yep.
All right.
We most generally use the band room at Sterling High School, but occasionally we'll go over to Challen if there's a conflict with the facilities.
Yeah.
And so we work really well with the band staff and music staff at Sterling Schools, and they're very accommodating for us.
All right. Well, other than this new piece, the Sterling Suite, what else are we going to hear on week one?
Week one, you're going to hear a variety of things. It's going to be kind of a real kaleidoscope of music on week one. We're going to play a little bit of jazz. We're going to do a little, maybe a little Broadway in there. We'll play some marches because our audience loves a march. We will feature, I love to feature our first piece of the summer, a piece by J.J. Richards, who was a former conductor and leader of the band back in the 30s and 40s.
Okay.
And he was also a composer, kind of a circus guy as well.
Yeah.
And he moved to the area. He was a local music teacher, and he was leading the municipal band for quite a while. So we're going to open one of his marches, and just kind of get a nice variety. So I'm sure people will leave the first night with a tune in their head that they can go home humming. That's always my goal, is that you can leave with something that you can kind of have a little earworm and just kind of sing that around in your head for a good day or two.
Sure.
And I think it gets them to want to come back for the next
Well,
week.
yeah. It's kind of a tease for the next time.
That's right.
So, any special? Well, you mentioned the 4th of July week special, which of course will be a lot of marches.
Right. It's kind of our big patriotic extravaganza.
Cannons.
Cannons, Paul's favorite group. The Chicago Mercantile Battery will be here with cannons.
Yep.
They'll fire
Really?
them off during.
yes.
They'll fire them off during the 1812 overture.
If you've never experienced a live cannon, come down to that concert, 'cause it's
Yes.
amazing.
Straight up.
No, they kind of fire a little bit toward the back of the band shell.
Yep.
Okay.
But
It's-
it just comes at us at a concussive force, and
Yeah.
it's impressive.
Yeah, the audience loves it.
Yeah, I'll bet.
It's excitement and anxiety all at the same time
Yes.
for the musicians.
Who doesn't love a good march, especially in the outdoors? I think.
Right. Yep.
So that'll be great. Okay, well, the band has been around, I know, for a long time. We talked before we started recording here, but you're coming up on your 100th anniversary.
Yeah.
It's coming close. Yes, it is.
Yeah. In 2028 will be 100 years.
Yep.
Okay, and I understand there are plans already being formulated at least. You've got some prep time, but...
Yep, we're in kind of our infant stages of getting things ready for, we're going to call it the Centennial Celebration.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have it should be a fun summer as we celebrate the 100 years of the municipal band.
Yep.
Probably attract some, some members that haven't played for a while. And
We're hoping.
We're hoping, yep, indeed. Yep.
So that'll be really nice too. You might have to haul in some extra seats for that one.
We might have to.
Again, it's a good problem to have.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Well, I grew up listening to a municipal band, and I grew up in Aurora. But I guess the biggest thing I remember were the marches, and the fact that my very tall man, 6'4", my godfather, who played the piccolo. So there's this big guy standing in the back, and he's got the little piccolo with him. Always found that to be kind of fun. So but it's something that does stick with you.
Yeah, it does.
For your whole life.
Yeah, it does.
And they used to play the band on the local radio station too. So
Yeah, nice.
Annette does a really good job just planning our summer too, with variety. Within every single concert, there's variety. There's always marches. There's going to be some Broadway stuff, like you said. Some older classical stuff from the opera eras and whatnot. Some newer stuff. It's brand new, from movies or whatnot. Just to give everybody something to clean on to. So you can create those memories, and then come back the next week, and create those more memories, and then come back the next week, and next week, and next week.
Sure.
And then it creates a love of music.
Yeah.
yeah, no doubt about it.
And I think it creates a good love of music with our players as well.
Absolutely.
I think they really enjoy the variety of music. Mm-hmm. And that keeps
And
them
the
coming
reaction
back.
of the crowd, for God's sake. I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
When you're playing in school, you
Yes.
expect those family and friends to, cheer you on.
That's right.
I played the cornet for about 2 years, and I gave up. But my parents came when I was playing, and
right.
But it's amazing how much music is in all of our lives that sometimes we're not even aware of. A lot of, if you go back to like the Bugs Bunny era, classical music was heavy in those old cartoons and whatnot that we grew up, and it's still prevalent today, still too, and in little commercials here and there. So it's kind of cool to see where all that stuff came from.
Vocal solos, I know you've got some.
We've got some
every
coming.
week.
Not every week, but we will have a few scattered throughout the season. We do have our soloist coming at late June. Corynn Latta will be coming.
Right.
We haven't decided exactly what she's singing yet, but I'm sure the audience will enjoy what she's gonna perform.
So she's a real talent.
Yes, she is.
She is, yeah.
Her specialty is in the jazz field.
Okay.
She's come before, and we've done a bunch of Gershwin pieces and some others. So we might cling on to a theme yet. We're still working on what we want to sing that night. So.
Okay, well, good luck to you, or break a leg, as they say in the showbiz. And I'm sure you'll have some great crowds, and everybody knows about it. And it's starting June 4th, so get your butts out there and find a good seat. And,
That's right. There's plenty out there.
July 2nd, earplugs might be in order.
That's right.
At least for one of the tunes.
It might be.
1812 Overture.
Yes, 1812 Overture.
Of course.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, thanks, guys, for coming out.
Thank
we
you.
talked with Annette Hackbarth and Paul Ausman from the Sterling Municipal Band, and thanks for joining us on Along the Rock. Also, like to thank our crew for setting things up and making this program a possibility and a reality every week. And I'm Mark Morris. Hope you can join us for all our future programs along the rock.